I think that if you can play church bells, you can pray the call to prayer. We are as American as anyone else, and don't take any BS from anyone.
You're as American as anyone else? Really, Mehdi? Really, Mr. Hasan? You're as American as anyone? You're a Muslim who was born in the UK, came to this country less than 10 years ago in your mid-30s to work for Al Jazeera. Okay, is there anyone who's...
So in this clip, we're going to watch Matt Walsh, actually. I know this is weird, but Mehdi Hasan has not made the response video to this, which I'm shocked, and I'd love to see it, but bear with me. It is going to be a Matt Walsh clip, and believe me, in my full reality, my full transparency, I don't like listening to Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh will cry about everything else and will not let the words Israel lobby come out of his mouth. So in this clip, we're going to watch Mehdi Hasan actually send Matt Walsh into an unhinged babble, an unhinged, angry and neutered babble over Islam and, you know, being American. And I don't even know. You know, it is so frustrating. These people are just getting really, really frustrating. But Mehdi Hasan is going to dismantle Matt Walsh because Matt Walsh is dismantling Matt Walsh's self because Matt Walsh is really under the boot of Ben Shapiro at Daily Wire, so he has to take it out on somebody. Let's go ahead and watch.
Seriously thinks that Mehdi Hasan is American at all, much less as American as anyone else? It's even harder to buy the idea that Mehdi Hasan is an American if you actually listen to the things that he says, which no one does. So let's review. Before he got his MSNBC contract, Hasan started out as a propagandist for Iran who told his followers that non-Muslims were, quote, animals. Watch.
In Islam, the ends do not justify the means. This idea is totally alien to Islam. In Islam, what is halal is halal, what is haram is haram. We do not bend our law, our morality for our short-term aims. Never. And we never lose the moral high ground. If we know anything of Shia of Muhammad, of Shia of Ali, of Shia of Hasan, of Shia of Hussein, we know that keeping the moral high ground is key. Once we lose the moral high ground, we are no different from the rest of the non-Muslims, from the rest of those human beings who live their lives as animals, bending any rule to fulfill any desire. Once we do that, we are lost. Unanimously agree that at the very minimum, if Yazid was not a kafir, then at the very minimum, he was a fasik, a transgressor, a breaker of Islamic laws, a corrupt individual, a tyrant, a killer, a drunkard, a dog lover, a music lover, a homosexual, a pedophile, a sexual deviant, someone who slept with his own mother, astaghfirullah. These are their views of these ulama in their books, not my view.
You know, this is just how Americans talk, according to Hasan.
Let me tell you something. What Matt Walsh just did there is very disingenuous, and Matt Walsh's audience is going to buy every bit of it. Oh, you see, he said all non-Muslims are animals. No. First off, this is how Christians are supposed to speak as Christians, right? This is how Christianity is actually kind of supposed to sound. I'm just keeping it real. So you would say the non-Christian, like you would kind of say the non-Christian, the way the non-Christian lives, and then he comma the way, I mean, he doesn't say comma, but then he says the way the animals who live their lives, who do whatever to justify their means. That is animalistic like behavior. That's what he's saying. Like it already, I understand what he's saying because it's saying that you're being self-indulgent and it sends you to a level of animalistic like behavior. And really, you can't even say animalistic because it's more degenerate than anything, because animals actually do have their natural way of living, which is they don't just exist to serve themselves, you know, like they don't. But there are people like that who will make any kind of excuse, who can bomb, you know, whatever, and just say it is, you know, for my existence, right? And so what he's saying is, in his religion, the ends don't justify the means. Like that's actually, you know, what I would think most people would want to hear, especially since they're so afraid of Muslims. But Matt Walsh wants you to pay attention to the fact that he said that people who indulge in themselves live like animals. It's ridiculous. It's completely taking it out. Like, dag, does Matt Walsh, like, really, does he ever listen to any kind of lectures? Any fundamentalist Christian lectures? Okay.
He's just as American as anyone else. This is as American as apple pie. This is what down-home, average, blue-collar Americans say. You hear it at any 4th of July barbecue. People comparing Christians to cattle, calling us animals, ranting about...
That's not what he just did. Matt needs to get it out his behind. That's not what a Christian is a homo. All right.
Music lovers in the same breath as pedophiles and people who sleep with their own mothers. Now, all morally equivalent to the average American. Nothing more American than that. Apparently, it's also as American as apple pie to berate white people, who, are the vast majority of Americans, including the people who founded this country. There was not anybody with the last name Hasan at the Constitutional Convention, okay? There were no Hassans dying on the battlefield in the Revolutionary War. Not a single one. There were only the kinds of people that Hasan despises, even as he tries to co-opt the country that they created. Hasan, of course, has made millions of dollars in this country disparaging white men and women. Most recently, after the 2024 election, here's what he tweeted. Good job, white men and women, blaming them for Kamala Harris's defeat. So he comes to a country founded by white people that's mostly made up still of white people, and then he attacks them, invoking their skin color in the process for not voting the way he wanted them to vote.
Now that I don't like. I don't like that, because a lot of people were doing that, and I was like, and I didn't vote for Trump, and there were a lot of white people who didn't vote. Well, damn, I guess that's the point. But anyway, it's like that I just, I don't like that, because that is corny. But at the same time, so what happened was Mehdi Hasan said that 1 in 3 slaves were Muslim. These people swear that Muslim means the last name Hasan, Abdullah, Akmar, whatever. Oh my God, it's a religion. It's a religion that has been around for a long time. And a lot of the, original Africans who came here, they actually wrote in Hebrew, and a lot of them wrote in Arabic, the original ones. So they might have been Muslim as a religion. My goodness, the low IQ behavior with this topic has really irritated me to no end. And of course, I don't, have any problems with white people. I'm not into that kind of racism. And there is something called racism towards white people that I don't like that gets done. I don't. But I will also not sit here and listen to Matt Walsh, who is so miserable. Then he says white people built the country, as if... And my answers do not come from America. But my gosh, there were slaves who were working on railroads and stuff like that. I mean, geez Louise, can they get a little bit of credit? I'm not saying white people didn't build a country, but can at least the black people, can they get, a little recognition? At least, come on now. It's just always this kind of talk. And guess what? He works with Ben Shapiro, so it doesn't even matter. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.